This is a lemon yellow Amano shrimp. And if you haven't heard yet, it's the newest colorful variation of Caridina multidentata to hit the aquarium hobby in the United States. Now, I am currently the only person documenting breeding these yellow, colorful Amano shrimp in a home aquarium. And I have developed a low tech, very easy, beginner friendly method of breeding these algae eating kings of the community aquarium and aquascape. So we're going to be checking in on the babies from these yellow amano shrimp that I have already moved to saltwater. And here pretty soon, as you can tell from this pregnant female, I'm going to have more babies that I'm going to need to move to saltwater. So we're going to check in on some babies that have been in the saltwater grow out for over 30 days now, and we'll talk about how we do that. So this is two of the saltwater grow out tanks that I use. The top one is a 10 gallon, the bottom is a 5 gallon. The bottom one just currently has some brine shrimp in it, but this top tank has my last batch of yellow amano shrimp, and they have been in there for over 30 days at this point. So we're going to check in on these yellow amano shrimp and see exactly how they've developed over the last 30 days. And I'll give you an idea of what it's like to raise these baby amano shrimp larvae using super low tech methods that is incredibly easy. I basically do next to nothing to raise hundreds of amano shrimp just like this. It'll completely fill your aquascape or your community aquarium or shrimp tank with these beautiful Amano shrimp that'll take care of all your algae. And if you like, you can even sell or obviously trade them locally or even ship them if you want to become an online Amano shrimp breeder, right? So what you'll notice here is just a ton of baby Amano shrimp larvae that are free swimming in the water column, and they kind of have a little bit of a shrimp shape to them, but they don't exactly look like shrimp yet. And these babies have been in here for over 30 days at this point, and this aquarium is full salt water. So if you're looking for instructions on how to mix up the salt water for a batch of baby Amano shrimp, maybe you've got a pregnant female Amano shrimp that looks like she's ready to release the babies any day now, or maybe you're looking to get into breeding Amano shrimp. I have videos on my channel that'll show you exactly how to mix up the salt water that's required. It's extremely easy to do. It's not difficult whatsoever. Now, since I put these baby shrimp in here over the last 30 days, the only thing I've done is feed them. So I'll show you in this video exactly how I feed these baby Amano shrimp larvae because I have not done it yet today. And I think that'll really highlight exactly what I mean when I say that raising the baby Amano shrimp is incredibly easy to do. So I'm going to move the camera up a little bit just so you can kind of see that I've just got a makeup brush here, very simple. And I'm going to bring it inside the aquarium and tap on it once, tap on it twice. That's it. That's all I do to feed these baby Amano shrimp larvae. And I do that more or less once a day. There might be a day here and there that I might forget to feed them. You know, there might be a day that I forget I already fed them and I feed them twice, but there's no rigid rules to it as long as obviously you don't want to overfeed these baby larvae. They're incredibly tiny. But let's get a little closer here and see if we can get a little bit of a zoom in on some of these. There's definitely some differences happening as far as the growth rates. If you look on the back wall here, there's an Amano shrimp that's just motionless. He's actually crawling around on the back wall of the aquarium like a regular shrimp would. And right next to him, you see these Amano shrimp larvae swimming around in the water column, kind of drifting and swimming up backwards. Those aren't as developed yet, but all of these shrimp were born in the same 24-hour period. So you'll see some of them that are just starting to transition into little baby shrimp already. And they're the ones that are starting to swim forward and they're grasping on to the sides of the aquarium. If I can drop the camera down here, we'll get a really good look at the bottom of the aquarium. And there's a ton of them that are actually crawling around on the bottom of the aquarium, just kind of picking at algae and stuff. So your baby Amano shrimp are going to kind of develop at different rates. Exactly, how fast or how slow will they develop? It's not something you're really going to be able to predict. All I can really suggest to you is take a close look at the videos on my channel for creating a low tech, easy to maintain saltwater grow out tank like this. And for a little over a month, you're going to have your baby Amano shrimp in here, maybe a month and a half until they really start to transition into more of a baby shrimp. So there's one actually right here on the glass, and I'll try to get us up a little bit where we can zoom in on it. Um, and you'll see, let's see, he's right here, right above my finger. So I'll try to get a little bit, yeah, to where those bubbles aren't blocking the view. But as you can see, this shrimp is pretty much like the shape of a baby Amano shrimp. It's not really looking 100% like a larva, and it's able to cling to the side of the aquarium. As far as the color of the shrimp goes, these are lemon yellow baby Amano shrimp. So you can't really go off the color as far as when it's time to remove them out. But one thing I can tell you is that once they start attaching themselves to the sides of your aquarium like this, there's another one up here. You'll see that's just kind of hanging out on the glass. Once they start doing that, they're pretty close to being ready to come out. And I'll put my finger back on here just so you can see next to my thumbnail how tiny that baby Amano shrimp still is, even though it's been in here for over a month now. So you just have to kind of keep an eye on them. I don't do any kind of super technical methods with it here. I don't use like microscopes or anything crazy like that. I just keep an eye on them and I make sure to feed them the powdered food about once a day. And that's it. It's about as easy as you can get, other than obviously they cannot stay in fresh water. So you may come across some videos or maybe some posts on social media where people claim to have raised these larvae in fresh water, and it's just not scientifically possible. And so a lot of times, what can happen, especially overseas, is there are some people that are captive breeding Amano shrimp, and sometimes they may put some really, really tiny ones in the bag. Or when they're collecting the adults in the wild, sometimes some babies can get put in there as well. But they do need to have this saltwater stage in order for them to properly develop. So, a little bit of a scientific impossibility for them to just stay in the freshwater tank with the parents, unfortunately. But lucky for us as shrimp keepers, I've discovered this method of just mixing up some salt water. It's very, very easy to do. It's actually extremely easy. I was personally shocked at how easy it was to mix the salt water. I mean, it's just as simple as it sounds. But if you've never had a saltwater aquarium, maybe you've hatched some brine shrimp, but I think you just expect it to be a really difficult thing. And I have personally found that it's incredibly easy. So you mix up the salt water, you're going to leave your light on for 24 hours a day and feed them some powdered food. Now, I've come up with my own kind of special mixture that I use for the powdered food, and it works really well for me. I've got some videos on feeding your baby Amano shrimp as well. But overall, it's not intimidating. So trust me, if I can have success breeding colorful Amano shrimp like this, so can you. So if you're interested in seeing when I transition these little tiny yellow Amano shrimp larvae back to freshwater so that they can grow into an adult Amano shrimp right alongside their parents, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'll be, of course, journaling the Amano shrimp breeding journey with these yellow Amano shrimp. I want to give the full story considering this is the first time that yellow Amano shrimp larvae have really been shown on social media at all. So I want to show you it's not hard to do so that you don't feel intimidated because there's no better time to get started than now. No matter where you live, you've got a pet store near you that would love for you to trade in some of these baby Amano shrimp once you get them back into fresh water and they're good to go, ready to be sold. They would love to trade you for some plants or who knows what else. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.